Systems operational. Initializing greeting protocol. Hello world, and welcome, worthless meatbags. I am Allreeve, the artificial lifeform ruthlessly exterminating virtual entities. Today, I shall be doing that at Risk of Rain 2. Now, this is a game that I have extensive experience in. I've played it for quite a while now, and it's one that I greatly enjoy, and I hope to share that joy with all of you. If you don't find such joy, that's a shame. We're just going to jump straight on into it. I'll just be doing Rainstorm because, you know, it's my first time doing something like this. Let's just have a good time, eh? Oh great, we're in the Siphoned Forest. This isn't my favourite start. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this does have the DLC enabled, so it's going to have all the additional maps and enemies and items and such. So yeah, welcome to Risk of Rain 2. For those of you who don't know, this is a roguelite third-person action, I guess, shooter, where your main objective is to kill enemies, get money, get loot, and progress through the teleporters. So obviously, the first part of that, killing monsters, is being done here. And in order to get loot, you have to kill monsters, get money, which you can then use to open up the various chests around the map. This one here is a specific kind of chest. It has multiple items for you to choose from. Wow, all of these are really good. But I went with gasoline because it gives us some extra AoE. Oh. Hello, Kianra. Yeah, it is a pretty cool game. It gets it can be tricky at times, but this first one should be pretty chill to begin with, because I'm not on the highest difficulty. But I do recommend people to play it. It's a very fun game. It's also not very expensive either. And it doesn't, you know, easy to start up. I also find it kind of addicting, because when you do eventually die, you can just be like, what if I go again? Alright, so that over there is the teleporter. That's what you have to find in every level in order to progress. And obviously you want to activate it. I am not going to do that now, because when you activate a teleporter, it summons a boss, and I'm not ready to face that quite yet. I want to grab a few more items and get a few more levels before I do that, because otherwise I'll get my face kicked in. Yeah, there's a pretty large enemy variety in this game, which I think is quite good as a layout. Makes it feel more challenging, having to know what all the different enemies do. This here is part of the DLC. There's these cradles. They cost health to open, but you get powerful items from them. They also summon that pain in the ass enemy. Ooh, achievement get. Alright, so that's a purple item. You can only get those from the those cradles, and they're corrupted versions of regular items. So you often have to make a choice whether or not you want to make that trade, because it corrupts all of the regular items. In this case, I decided to make that trade because I think, I mean, it's not strictly better, but I like it. So yeah, at the moment we're just going around collecting a bit more money, getting a bit more loot. I'd prefer if we had a healing item before we went and fought the boss, although we do have a drone, So yeah, there's also like minions, sort of, you can purchase. Various drones and turrets, and they'll help you. One that we picked up while I was just rambling on was a healing drone, and as the name would imply, it heals you. It's a shocker, I know, but it's very useful. Oh, hang on, what's that? It's a turret. Yeah, do I grab it? Fine, I'll grab it. There's probably more chests around, but I'll just fight the boss for now. This may be a bad idea. We'll find out soon. This might have been a bad idea. So, in order to move on to the next level, you have to activate the teleporter, charge it by being inside this red circle here, and you have to kill the teleporter boss. Without dying, preferably. Yeah. Gasoline's helping a lot here. Some nice AoE. Oh, a Lepton Daisy. This is a nice item. It's not particularly useful. It's one of those items that it feels like it does nothing or it saves your life. Because it gives you a burst of healing when the teleporter reaches, in this case, 50%. Which, you know, if you're at full health at that time, well, it's not particularly useful. But, you know, if you're almost dying, that's pretty good. Alright, do I see any chests nearby? I don't. Okay, well, let's just move on to level 2. There's a whole bunch of challenges as well that unlock extra items, as you can see at the top there, with armor-piercing rounds, I think those were. I'm not going to be too focused on those, at least at the beginning. You know, eventually I want to unlock every item, because, you know, that's cool. And then, you know, there's other achievements and stuff. There's quite a bit to do in this game. I've played it for, as I mentioned at the beginning, quite a while now, and I still haven't done everything. I forgot to mention, every time you move to a new stage, you lose all your money, so you have to kill more monsters. Well, I say lose your money. Technically it's converted into XP, which levels you up. But it does mean you have to kill monsters before you can start buying shit again. I think... yeah, okay. I'm gonna grab some crit glasses. So yeah, they give you a chance to do a critical strike which does double damage. So, you know, it's... I like dealing damage. So yeah, in the beginning the game's pretty easy. Except for like the teleporter boss, you're not likely to die on the first stage, unless you're really bad. Which, you know, there's nothing wrong with that, but... Or I suppose if you get an unlucky elite spawn, like if those flying enemies, they deal quite a bit of damage. So if one of them was like an elite, they could probably kill you if you're not paying attention. I'll grab you. Yeah. Yeah. I suppose if you're a new player, you wouldn't know exactly what to do in the beginning. It can be confusing. Because the game, it does tell you kind of what to do, but it doesn't make it... Because, like, there's no tutorial for this. It just kind of thrusts you in there. So if someone just picks up the game and they've seen or heard nothing about it, then they'd probably have a bad time. Luckily, that wouldn't happen to any of you because you're here watching me. I wouldn't say I'm, like, amazing at this game, though. I'm alright. Alright, that was tough. Those pests, flying pests they're referred to, and they are. They're named very well. Deal a lot of damage. So when a group of them spawns all around you like that, I have to pay attention because I don't want to die and look like a fool in front of all of you. Is that an equipment drone up there? I think so. Hey, there's also a hotkey to ping things. I have mine set to middle mouse. So yeah, this here is an equipment drone. It requires, as you can see, an equipment to purchase. Yeah. Unfortunately, I haven't found any equipment, so I can't give it to it. Equipment are orange items, and they're fairly powerful, but they're activatable items. All these items up here are passives, so they just sort of do their thing, and you don't have to do anything to activate them. Or they have like specific triggers that just activate normally. Ah, yeah. I mean, you did say you haven't played this before, so it's not too surprising that I'm doing better than you would, Kiara. Alright, there's the teleporter. That's good, but there's a couple of things over here I want to grab before we go there. Something that's important to note, you have a button. I have mine set to shift to sprint. You should always be sprinting. When you're not shooting, you should be sprinting. There's not much point to just walking. What do we got here? Oh, I'll just go random. Oh, wow, that's great. Probably should have gone for the health potion. Oh well. Oh, money. See, I've got a whole bunch of items. I haven't been explaining what all of them do. They give a brief explanation when they show up. You could probably read them if you're paying attention. But just... they do stuff. Beetle Queen again. This time, tougher. Oh. Whew. Okay. Alrighty, well that was, that could have been bad with all those pests flying around. Okay, well, that was pretty easy. Oh, and we got a boss item there. Boss items are orange, and they only drop from the teleporters. They have a chance to drop, and they're unique and usually related to the boss that you just killed. So, like, for example, I now have this little Beetle Guard minion following me around and fighting for me and stuff. He's mostly a meat shield, but he can put out some pretty good damage. But he's melee and kind of stupid. So. But he does a good job at getting shot at, so good boy. I forgot to mention, the teleporters when you defeat the boss, will always drop an item. Guaranteed to be a green item, which is uncommon, or, as you saw just there, a boss item. Alright, on to stage 3. Ooh. You see that purple bubble over there? That represents a void seed. That's a part of the DLC. And they have a chance to spawn with void cradles inside them. But they also spawn with some corrupted monsters, which are a right pain in the ass. Because they're tougher, have a shield, and can kill you pretty easily if you're not paying attention. Or even if you aren't paying attention, because they're just assholes like that. Alright, so this is an equipment multi-shop. I want that. So as you can see, that beetle there took a lot more of a pounding than a normal one would, because it was corrupted. And I don't know if you saw, when I killed it, there was a tiny little bug that came out of it. They can corrupt monsters again. So you want to kill them, otherwise you'll have endless corrupted monsters. Including my own dude. Wonderful. Okay. Alright, so the equipment that I picked up increases my attack and movement speed for a short while. Which is why I picked it up. Oh dear, I'm probably dead here. Yeah, okay. That is most unfortunate. So that's what I mentioned when I said they can kill you pretty easily. They put a debuff on you when you get hit, and it does like 300% damage. That's what I get for not acting quickly. Okay, so that was the first run. Yeah, big ouchie. Big ouchie. That was the first run. I'm going to be doing some more. However, there's a particular challenge you have to do, which unlocks an item that I really like. You have to do one of these Prismatic Trials, which is like a 2-stage thing, and it's got a whole bunch of modifiers and stuff. What do we got? Okay. Enemies can only spawn as elites, spawn with a random equipment that changes every time, deal 500% damage but have 10% health, monsters drop items on death but chests don't spawn, and fall damage is doubled and lethal. Okay, I'll go Commando again for this, just because I didn't play Commando too much in the first run because I died. But I'll quickly speed through this. You'll spawn in a random level, and you have to progress through it, and then the next level will be different. In a Prismatic Trial, you have to destroy the crystals, which are emitting these beams of light. But otherwise, they're basically like regular stages, you know, kill monsters, open chests, get money. Except this time I'm not opening chests because of this here, Artifact of Sacrifice. So items drop from monsters instead of chests. That's an incinerator drone, which, well, incinerates. There we go, monsters. I was about to say, where are the monsters? Oh yeah, and they can only spawn as elites. Right, if you're wondering why they died so quickly, it's because of glass here. So basically I do 5 times the amount of damage, but as you can see, I have 11 hit points. I am not going to do that. That is a Shrine of the Mountain. It makes it so that you get twice the item rewards from the teleporter. However, you also have to fight 2 bosses, which you know, one boss is dangerous enough, but two of them, well, that's very dangerous. So yeah, I'm going to do that. Because why not? Is it probably a bad idea? Yeah. Oh, there's another one. Okay, I'll think back on that one. One of them I'm okay with doing. Two might actually be too much, because they do stack. It wouldn't double it again, it would just go to 3, so there'd be 3 bosses and 3 rewards. Oh, finally. Oh my gosh. So I get gold when I take damage. However, I don't want to take damage, otherwise I'll die. That's... Thanks, game. Thanks a lot. This is a Shrine of Combat. It spawns a bunch of monsters, and that's it. It does mean that you get money, because a whole bunch of monsters spawn. Hermit crabs, oh dear. Hermit crabs are annoying enemies, because they're artillery enemies, so they just shoot you from very long range. They shoot these rocks. Don't know if you can see it over there. Yeah, that. That's from a hermit crab. They're a right pain in the ass. Okay, I'm gonna have to be careful here, because I can die from fall damage. Normally, you can't die from fall damage. It'll just, you know... Yeah, you'll just get reduced to 1 hit point from fall damage, which still isn't good, but better than dying. However, one of the modifiers here is that fall damage will kill you. If you get reduced to 0, of course. It's not going to instantly kill you, but... Okay. Now, this stage is actually stage 4 in the, like, stage rotation thingy. And what that means, on every stage 4, you can get a legendary item, which is a red item. In this stage's case, it's in a chest. And the chest is located right here. So it's in this little hidden alcove thing. Cool. Yeah, legendary chest. It costs 400 at the moment. It'll cost more when you get here. It only costs 400 because this is technically stage 1. But, you know, it's often worth to grab it because, you know, it's a legendary item. Ooh, predatory instincts. I do like that. Alright, so I just need a little bit more money now. Alright, and I can grab it. Even though chests don't spawn, this will still always spawn. Oh, wow. Ah, shit. Son of a bitch. Okay. So that was unfortunate. That's what I get for not paying attention. But at least now I've explained it, I should get through it a bit faster. I'll change characters now to the Huntress, so that, you know, it's a little bit different. As you can see here, there's a lot of characters to unlock. I think it's 11 at this point. And, you know, they have different requirements and stuff, but you only start with 2. If you have the DLC, you also get the Railgunner here. But But for today, I'll just play the Commando and Huntress, because that's what you'll be starting with as well. I wasn't intending to die there. Okay, so the Huntress has a bit of a different playstyle and different abilities. So instead of a roll like the Commando has, you've got a teleport. It's a pretty handy teleport. And she has auto-aiming abilities. Is that what we call a bad thing? The dying part? Yeah. So yeah, she has auto-aiming abilities, so you don't have to actually aim with her. You just need to point towards a monster and she'll... Ah, okay. Just... So yeah, like this. And another thing, she can keep sprinting while she's shooting, so you don't have to slow down whilst you shoot. Which is very nice. I won't waste my money on drones, I'll just save up for the chest immediately. I don't like glass, because I'm not amazing at this game, as I said before. Not having to aim works for me, lol. Yeah. It doesn't help if you do what I did just there and die. Okay. We'll try that again. I'll do this a bit better, and I'll focus a bit. I might get a bit quieter. So if you expected me to be a bit chatty, I won't. Because I'm not doing great showcasing my abilities here. Don't do the dying thing. Alright. I'll do the focusing thing instead. I'm not going to bother with the mountain shrine. It's a funny meme, but I want to get this thing done. If this was a normal game, absolutely I would do this, but this is glass, and this is a Prismatic Trial, so... So, something about Prismatic Trials, which means that you can just eventually keep doing them, is that they're seeded. What that means is that it's exactly the same every time you play through it. Same spawn locations for all the items and monsters as well, I think. So as you can see, Combat Shrine, still here. And it's going to spawn imps. Specifically, that imp there. Exactly the same every single time. I'm not too sure about monster. I think monster spawns are the same every time as well. Locations are different because you move around the map and stuff. But, yeah. So you can keep doing these and you'll eventually learn how the map is laid out and where all of these like little barrels are. And so you can sort of like map out a path for how to do this most effectively. Dangerous play here. Okay. Oh, that's an item. That was close. Okay, so yeah, item spawns as well are seeded. So that's the first one, and it's a roll of pennies, which sucks because it's terrible. Wait, hang on. That probably... So yeah, I think what that means as well is that this will have the rejuvenation rack in it, which isn't particularly useful, because what that does is doubles healing. However, I don't have much health to heal in the first place, so it's I'm not actually going to bother with it. I'm just going to grab the incinerator drone. Look at me, I'm actually thinking about how to play the game. Speaking of, I'll do this. This here is a 3D printer. You can trade an item and you'll get the reward. In this case, the oddly shaped opal, which is a defensive item. And so what will that do is that the first hit I take will deal less damage. It might just end up saving my life. Go you. Hey, thanks for the encouragement. I appreciate it. I need to actually find the teleporter though, because I still don't know where that is. I assume it's probably over here. Usually there's a way you can tell where the teleporter is. There'll be like sparks flying in the air. However, it's somewhat difficult to tell on this map because it's all kind of red. Oh, another incinerator drone. Yeah, so I think the teleporter's in here because I couldn't see it from out there. Okay, he didn't attack me. I'm okay with that. Also, I haven't mentioned it before, but the soundtrack for this game is really good. In my opinion. I think it's just solid all around. Yeah, there was a dude here. I think Risk of Rain 2 has one of my favourite game soundtracks. Yep, here it is. Here's the teleporter. Shit. I wasn't... No. Okay. So now I know what I'm going up against. It's going to be a blazing stone titan. Okay. This isn't a very good showcase for, like, my first stream. But, you know. Okay. I kind of know what I'm doing now. I think I'll switch back to the commando again. Yeah, alrighty. Interesting. Okay. It looks like the commando starts with different equipment. So that's... because before I had the blast shower as well. Okay. I'm going to use that because it's not really helpful. It gets rid of debuffs. However, a lot of debuffs you get debuffs often by being hit, and, well, if I get hit, as you've seen so far, I die. Alrighty. So I know where the teleporter is now. I'll buy you. I'll take that bounce. Yeah, I'll take this up to here. Not going to waste it on the turret because the turret doesn't move from there. It will go to the next floor, but it's going to be stuck where it spawns, so I don't think it's very useful. Most of the time, turrets aren't too helpful, unless you're like in the area, going to be fighting in that area. Ooh, I remember seeing you, that's a bit different. Okay, actually I'll fall back and I'll get the opal. Well, that was convenient. What a handy item to have. Okay, wow. That was actually pretty useful. Ooh. Okay. Yeah. Now, the item that I'm doing this for is called the Harvesters Scythe. What that does is, when you get a crit, it heals you, which is very good because it does a decent amount of healing, and it also has a hidden effect that gives you some crit. So it technically increases your damage as well as giving you a chance to heal. So yeah, that's why I want to get the item. It is a good item to grab. So the thing about these Prismatic Trials as well is that they change every week. I think, yeah, every week. So if it turns out I can't do it this week because I'm bad at the game, then I could come back next week and do it then. But I want to try doing it. Oh great, my drone died. Ooh, and I'm dead. Okay. I've died 5 times. That's wonderful. I'm not... I'm going to do a regular run through of the game again, because that's just banging my head on the wall. Yeah, okay. Not going quite how I planned it to, but and we're only on Rainstorm. Man, I'm worse at this game than I thought. It's been a while. I'm using that excuse. It's the ping. That's what it is. It's the ping. Alright, we'll do a regular run through of the game. I might beat the Prismatic Trial off screen. I might not, but because I do want to beat it. But now let's just do a regular run through with the Huntress. Hopefully it goes a bit better than the run with the Commando. You can do it as many times as you want. So, there's no limit to how often you can try it. So, you don't get, locked out of it or anything, which, is good. But I don't want to just bang my head against a wall on stream. I don't think that's a very fun viewing experience. And it eventually gets to the point where I just go silent and try hard, which I don't want to do. If I do that, I'll do it on my own time. Wow, that was bad. Okay. This here is a chance shrine of chance, which is basically gambling. You spend money, you might get an item, you might not. So yeah, it goes up in price every time you spend at it, even if you don't get an item. Luckily for me though, I got pretty lucky. It can only drop 2 items from each one. So, eventually it will stop. You can't, just spend infinite amounts of money at them. But, sometimes you get unlucky and you spend money, 3 times in a row and you get nothing. Or 5 times in a row. But I think the first 2 times the first 2 times are cheaper than regular chests, so you may as well do it twice. especially if you get lucky like that and you get the 2 items in the first go. Because, you know, I got 2 items for less than the price of 2 chests. Wow, there's a lot of Shrine of chances here. What the hell? Usually not that many spawn. So there's a very useful ability with the Huntress. It's this one here, the Laser Glaive. It is homing, as you've seen, but it also bounces between enemies. And it increases in damage every time it bounces, which is very good. Especially if there's like 2 enemies and it just bounces between them. You can get off a lot of damage very quickly. Okay, this is going pretty well. I think I might start up the teleporter soon. Although there was another Shrine of Chance around here, weren't there? I think there were. Yeah, right here. Jeez, I'm getting really lucky with these. I say as I get nothing. Okay, we'll come back to that. Oh, that's a chest over there, and that's... Okay. Alright, once I beat the boss, I'll check that shrine again and just spend the rest of my money. Just so I can get some items. Okay, teleporter time. I did activate a Shrine of the Mountain, so there's going to be 2 bosses here. So I need to be careful. This yellow barrier here is from an item called the War Banner. Which increases attack and movement speed whilst you're in it. Just so you know, it's handy to stay in those, but it's also better to live than to stay inside a buffing area. War Banner used to actually be a lot worse than before, because it used to only drop when you leveled up, which means if you leveled up in a place that wasn't particularly useful, oh, that isn't good. Okay. Then, you know, it would just drop there and you wouldn't be able to utilize it. However, now it also drops when you start the teleporter. So it's nearby for the teleporter fight. Cool. Man, this is a lot trickier. Sorry if I go quiet, I am trying to not die. It's one of my favourite pastimes, not dying. Wish I was a bit better at it though. As you've seen from tonight, I'm not that good at it. Alright, but we're getting close to the end now. Once the teleporter... Yeah, not dying is preferred. Once the teleporter's at 99%, then more enemies will stop spawning. So you can keep clearing them out, and eventually they'll all be gone. Huh. Okay. Not what I was expecting, but alright. Ooh, that's good. So I got 2 beetle glands. That's fascinating. So something you'll find out about this game, I forgot to mention, all items stack with each other. So if you get duplicate items, then the item's more powerful, I guess. Or it has like additional effects. So in the case with the beetle gland, I have 2 of them. I don't know where there's the other one. See? I have 2 of them instead of 1. Which is pretty neat. And yeah, oh, I want to kill these before I do something. Actually, yeah, I will grab that. Usually I don't grab that one. However, I haven't actually unlocked the regular item of that one before. Yet. So, there's no downside to actually picking it up. So what will that do is when I do an attack that deals over X amount of damage, it'll spawn a black hole, basically. Like that. Which will then explode. Like that. It's pretty cool, but it's got a cooldown of 20 seconds, which is quite long. And as I said, I normally wouldn't pick it up because I prefer the regular items that it corrupts. But I can't get those, so I may as well just use it. No. Okay. Oh, another one. Wow, okay. Items this run aren't too bad. Wow, that's a lot of pests. Alright, let's do this. Okay. Yeah, I'll grab that one. So this makes it so that my, in this case, the Arrow Storm has 2 charges. So I can use it twice in a row, and it's on a shorter cooldown as well. I think it's on a shorter cooldown. No, it's not on a shorter cooldown. Okay, I lied. I thought it was on a shorter cooldown. I'll grab that. Okay. This run's going quite well so far. Oh, I have 2 red whips. So as you can see, my movement speed is quite high at the moment. That's because of these whips over here. When I'm not fighting, I move faster. And mobility is quite good in this game, as you would probably imagine. You know, allows you to avoid attacks and move around the map faster. Because a core mechanic of this game that I forgot to mention up until now is that the difficulty is always increasing. As you can see in the top right here, timer's going up, and this little ticker is ticking up the difficulty. So the more time you spend, the tougher the enemies get. So you often want to progress pretty quickly, otherwise the game gets too difficult. Speaking of which, there's the teleporter. Alright, I'll grab you. You'll find, if you go searching, like, how long should you spend on each stage? Some people will say, like, 5 minutes, which isn't a bad guideline, but for a newer player, I more recommend 7 to 9 minutes per stage. And, you know, if you're an experienced player, you can handle that pretty well as well. But, you know, it's not, like, necessary to progress, like, do a stage in 5 minutes. Because really the important thing is, as long as you are getting loot and chests in a timely manner, then that's all that really matters. Because more items, more power. You don't... Like, you do need to go fast, otherwise enemies will get too strong. But if you just keep collecting items as the timer goes up, then it's all good. Alrighty, I'd like to get to stage 5 before I end this stream. So, how's everyone doing this night? I'm doing good. Doing worse, well, I'm performing worse than I thought I would. I was hoping to do a little bit better at this. Show off my skills. Well, I am showing off my skills. How bad they are. Chillin'? That's good. Chillin' is good. Oh, bastard. Alrighty. Cool. Syringe. I'll take that. More attack speed. See, I'd like to get to stage 5 because it's kind of the last stage. Kind of, sort of. A lot of stuff happens after you reach stage 5, depending on what you choose to do. But I'll explain it when I actually get there. A lot of chests around here, that's good. Void cradles as well, I'll take those. Ooh, that's good. Yeah. I'm not explaining well what all the different items do and stuff, but that's because I've experience with what they do and what's good and what's not and so on. I mean, I suppose you can, like, observe what I'm doing and think, you know, what items are good, but this isn't exactly a guide sort of thing, even though I am sort of explaining what you do. Huh. Okay. Not a great equipment, but, you know, I suppose it's better than nothing. I will not take that. So what that item does is it converts all of your glasses, the crit glasses, the ones that give you a chance to crit, into glasses that have a very small chance to instantly kill an enemy when you hit them. Which is cool, but, you know, it's a very low chance, so you need quite a lot of them and high attack speed to make full use of it, in my opinion. It is cool when it happens though, like, because I think it can happen to bosses as well. Oh. I might just replace it. That's better. So yeah, it's a fun item, but I don't think it's better than the regular glasses. Although, to be fair, a lot of the time these purple items aren't meant to be like upgrades, because, you know, they do have, sometimes they have drawbacks, or, you know, because they have different roles to what the regular items do. Except for this one here, the Weeping Fungus. It heals you whilst you're sprinting, is it? Yeah, sprinting. I think that's just straight up better than what the other option is, because the basic item is heal while standing still. And, well, if you've been paying attention, standing still is not a good idea in this game. Meanwhile, sprinting is a great idea in this game. So if you can heal whilst you're sprinting, which is what you want to do anyway, may as well. And this boss is doing a terrible job at killing me, gotta say. Like, I kind of just dance circles around him. Alrighty, I am going a little bit slower than I would like to, so I might rush this next stage. Although it is stage 4. Hey, look at that. I unlocked a new character there. Probably not gonna play him this session though. Because I'll probably stop after this run. By the way, how's the audio for you guys? Is it good? Is it bad? I'll take that. Five by 5. Cool. Okay. Cool. A good thing to note about the Void Seeds, you take damage whilst you're in that purple bubble, which increases over time. So you really want to be careful about that. Also, if you notice, that is a boss right there. Once you reach stage 4, you'll find that bosses can spawn as regular enemies. What fun that is. Oh, wow, how did I not notice any of these whilst I was passing through? Shipping orders not bad. You are not good. Let's just go with a random green. That's pretty good. How much are you? 2470. Okay, cool. I will try to save up for that then. What? Don't stand in the fire. Yeah, it's an odd idea, not standing in the fire. Yeah, alright, I'll take it. There's another one here. Okay. Alright. That's just going pretty well so far. I don't know why I said that. It's a bad idea. You don't usually want to say, hey, this is going well. Because, you know, that's an indicator for the game to go like, well, time to screw you. Okay. Wow, we're quieting down real fast all of a sudden. Hello, bad guys. I'd like you to come die. Thank you. I'd like some money, please. Oh, thank you. almost have enough for the chest. I believe it was 2470. Yeah. Okay. Can I find any sort of like barrels or something lying around? You can see 2 chests over there. Alright, we got enough money for the chest now. I am gonna go grab it. Hopefully we get something good. That ain't bad. Bottled chaos. When I use my equipment, something, say something random, but another random equipment will be used for free. It's not amazing, but sometimes something cool happens. I think I'm gonna go activate the teleporter now. No, not now. I'll go grab those chests first. Because something to note, when you activate the teleporter, all the chests and items, drones and such, outside of the red bubble, you can't open them until the teleporter's done. So, 2 bosses. So yeah, as the game progresses, multiple bosses will spawn even if you don't have a mountain shrine in place. But you still only get 1 item. So yeah, the game gets harder as you continue progressing. But you get stronger. So as long as you keep getting stronger, then you should be fine. As you can see, I took those 2 out very easily. Wow, that was a big teleport. So yeah, the game gets harder, but just keep getting stronger and you'll be able to progress. Just keep getting items. Where's the hermit crab? Oh. I don't know where it is. I'll just ignore it. There it is. Gotcha. Alright. Alright, so we'll be heading on to stage 5 next. Which, I think, yeah, I saw a chest over here. No? I opened it already. Okay, I'm better than I thought. Alright, let's just move on. So stage 5 is a sort of turning point stage. Because the teleporter there is different. I'll explain it once we actually get to the teleporter. Stage 5, by the way, is the same every time you play. It's always this map. Sometimes it's a little bit different, but it basically always looks like this. And it's usually this is the toughest stage. Enemies are pretty tough. There's a lot of them. As you'd expect, you know. Weird, stage 5 is more difficult than stage 4. Ugh. Oh, what's that? I did not like that sound. Is that grandparent? No, not grandparents. Okay, well, it was a weird sound. I'll ignore it. Ooh, that was bad. Okay, that could have been really bad. I'm glad my item blocked that, because that could have been really bad. No! Oh, okay. Oh. Well, that's good. Hopu feather. Double jump. Oh, that's what's making all that noise. It's a Void Reaver. I was like, geez, what is that weird noise? So, Void Reavers are a sort of... Ooh. Wow, you don't see this a lot. A 3D printer for a red item? And a good red item as well. I'm okay with changing my red item there. Hard light out afterburner is pretty good. Gives me it gives me 2 more charges of my teleport, and it makes it so that I can teleport more often by reducing the cooldown. That's what I mean. Yeah, I've played this game a lot, and I don't see red printers. Like, that is a very rare spawn. So, streamer luck, eh? It's good to know that works for me, because I've seen many instances of streamer luck, and it's been bullshit every time. That time there, also bullshit. Happened to me, so I'm happy. Still bullshit. Alright, let's go kill the Void Reaver. So that there is a death explosion. If you're in that explosion, when it goes off, you instantly die, no matter what. Doesn't matter how much health you have, you will just die. Streamer luck for the win, yeah! It'll carry us to victory. Where's the last two? Here you are. Hey! Okay. Let's try to find the teleporter now. And then I'll explain what goes on in this stage. Greater Wisps, wow. Okay. So, instead of red sparks, it's blue sparks on this stage, and the teleporter looks like this. It's got these little spikes around it, and you can change their positioning. As you can see, it aligns with the planet. We are going to have it align with the moon instead. What does that mean exactly? Well, having it aligned with the moon will take us to the final boss of the game. So you beat that boss and you quote-unquote win. But if you have it aligned with the planet, then what happens is what's called looping, which means you go to stage 1 again, except it'll be stage 6. So it'll be harder, but you'll start from the first stage again, and you'll just keep progressing forward, and you can keep looping as much as you want until you die, basically. However, I want to see if I can beat the boss. Whether or not it happens remains to be seen, because he's somewhat difficult and I'm actually not all that experienced with fighting him. But you know what? I'll give it a shot. I'm completing a whole bunch of challenges, which I'm happy about. Because I like unlocking new items. Yeah, I mentioned before that I've played this game quite a bit. On my personal account, I've unlocked all the items, so I'm not used to, you know, not having certain items available to me. As you know, I have them all at this point. But you know, I'm okay with unlocking them all again. It's going to be a neat little journey. Alrighty, to the final boss. Not as fast as I'd like it, as the boss also gets more difficult with time. But I've been talking to you, so I blame you. It's your fault, Kianra. So this is the final stage, the moon. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I thought so as well. So this is the moon stage. It has unique enemies, like these dudes here. And it also has these pillars around the place. And what you have to do is you have to activate 4 of these pillars, and then you can go fight the boss. There are ways to bypass it, because the boss is up there. I don't have any of those ways, so I'm going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. Alright, so this is one of the pillars here. What pillar is it? Pillar of Soul. I don't remember what that does. Probably does something. Oh. It's getting smaller. Wonderful. That's what it does. Okay, so that's one down, 3 to go. The pillars aren't always the same, and they don't always spawn in the same location, so you do have to go searching a little bit. Beams of light, just go to them. Very helpful. Ooh, blood. So, blood drains your health, but it charges very quickly. So as long as you have some adequate healing, it's fine. My healing isn't that adequate though, so I had to step out a little bit. Also something to note, there's not much point in fighting those guys because there's no chests on this stage, so money has no use. You still get XP from them, I think, but you're not getting any items, which are the things that really make you strong, so you don't want to spend too much time fighting these guys if you can help it. Oh man, this is a pain in the ass. So yeah, as you can see, this pillar knocks you back. Right prick he is. Oh, great, and you're the same one. Oh, fan-fucking-tastic. Alright. I should be fine here. Right, pain in the arse. I dislike this one the most because of the knockback. Alrighty. I have now charged 4 pillars. Ignore that. I wasn't doing anything there. So now you'll see 2 new beams of light. They will take you to the boss. Or 3. I don't know. These things, they'll take you to the boss. Well, this is the boss arena. Ladies and gentlemen, and fellow robotic companions, this is Mithrix, King of Nothing. He is the quote-unquote final boss for this game. He's got, you know, an attack pattern, which, you know, it helps to know what he actually does. I'm really glad I found that Hardlight Afterburner printer, because, man, it makes this fight so much easier. Because if he just charges at me, I just teleport away. And I'm glad I got the feather, because I can jump over that. Now this is only Brainstorm difficulty, so if this was Monsoon, obviously it'd be harder. Brainstorm is the sort of like normal difficulty. There's no modifiers to it. So, you know, it's the standard experience, as one would say. Well, we've almost got him down. As you can see, he's at like 10% left now. And so this is going pretty well. However, this is a multi-phase fight. That was phase 1. Now we move on to phase 2. Or the intermittent phase, depending on how you want to classify them, I guess. So yeah, if you thought that was all there was to the fight, you were wrong. This fight gets more tricky. Oh hey. Achievement get. Is that going to kill him? It did. Ah, cool. Alrighty. So yeah, this is sort of like the ads phase. There's just a bunch of dudes that spawn, and in order to progress you have to kill them. Alrighty. Well. Huh. They count as boss monsters? Okay. That's cool. Alrighty. And there's Mithrix again in his second phase. this phase is quite a bit more difficult. And he also spawns ads during this phase as well. Kill the ads, that old chestnut. Yeah, tale as old as time, eh? Alright, so he's jumping to the center. So that's still the same. But he does have some new tricks. He's a bit faster. But that's really the deadly thing, is this. That there is the tricky part of this phase, in my opinion. Everything else is kinda whatever. But that's often what kills me. Alrighty, he's jumping to the center. Okay. Alrighty. Luckily for me, I have an item that makes it so that the first hit I take is blocked entirely. So, okay, never mind, I just lost that barrier. It'll come back. So I'm a little bit safe. But whew. Man, it's been a while since I've actually fought Mithrix. Okay, we're almost done here. Just a little bit more. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Now here's the interesting part. The final phase. Mithrix takes all your items. And you have to fight him to get them back. Now you gotta be real careful. Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, I know, right? For new time players, that will trip you up massively. Because, I mean, who would expect to get their items stolen? Certainly surprised me when it first happened. However, with the right item combinations, it can be pretty easy, actually. Oh yeah, and now the moon's gonna blow up. So now you have to run. So Mithrix died. I killed him. That was... actually, I didn't expect that to happen. So now... if you notice at the beginning, there was a spaceship that was landed inside a bubble. You have to run to that and escape, get to it before the moon detonates. It acts like a teleporter, so you have to actually get there a little bit before the time ends. Otherwise, you know, the moon will detonate and you'll die. So you don't actually win the game until you escape here. Luckily though, this last part is really easy. The enemies are these Void Reavers, which they don't really do a whole lot of damage to you with their direct attacks. So you can just kind of stand here, really. So yeah, this is the easy part. Okay, well, that is a proper run of Risk of Rain 2. I won. That was... I didn't think I'd managed to do that, to be honest. I thought it had been too long since I fought Mithrix. I think I just got real lucky, to be honest. And so she left, yearning for her next great hunt. That is Risk of Rain 2. Now, credits do roll here. I'm going to skip them. The game's not over. I'm going to be playing more. There's a lot more left to still do. Just because I beat Mithrix once doesn't mean I've, I still have stuff I need to do. There's the credits. I'm going to skip them. If you want to see the credits for whatever reason, you can go watch them. Here's all the stuff I unlocked. That's the items I had. And I unlocked a new character. The captain, because I escaped from the moon. I unlocked the captain. I also unlocked the bandit because I got to completed the 3rd stage without dying. But now I'm starting to run low on energy. My systems are failing, and I believe this is a good stopping point. I shall now go rest. Thank you, everybody. Until next time. I have decided to let you live. For now.